Hey everybody, hey everyone, Falcon Genie here, and what I'm about to say is going to shock you, and it's going to be shocking what I'm about to tell you. And what is it? Simple. You know what's the shocking stuff? Simple. It's about not being greedy. Why every company in America is increasing prices just for quick capital gain, and now you know why inflation's out of control, everyone. I'm here to tell you that. Even though people aren't going to believe me, but it's your choice. Anyways, everyone, you're probably wondering why inflation is so out of control. Simple. Because companies are just way too damn greedy. All they care about themselves. Because back in the mid 80s to early 90s, prices weren't that expensive. Plus, you could afford anything for what you bought, like groceries or any product for consumers, because back then companies weren't being anti-consumer, but now weren't being, because most companies back then weren't being anti-consumer or being money hungry back then, everyone. A lot of companies nowadays, everybody, are now a lot of companies are now being anti-consumer and just being money hungry. Nowadays, everything is expensive. People can barely afford groceries, can't pay rent. Consumables now cost a fortune. And why? Because why is this happening? Simple. Greed, 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 greed. It's all greed, everyone. It's all greed. Why is this happening, everybody? Because it's simple. All because of greed. Because their people's inability to control greed. Nowadays, because people can't control their greed, because greed is the reason why people can't get anywhere. Is why people can't control their greed. Greed is the reason why inflation exists. It's not because of capitalism. It's greed that's unfettered, unmonitored. Greed is what causes inflation and monopolies. Now let's make some music, everybody. Now let's make some music. And that is how you make it, everyone. That is how you make that music. And you're probably wondering yourself, since if greed and inflation is getting out of control, how can all of this be stopped? Simple. Excuse me. You're probably wondering to yourself, everybody, how can all of this be stopped? Simple. Stop buying from them. Stop being a consumer. Stop eating their crap. Create and produce something of your own. In fact, come up with ideas like growing a YouTube or an Instagram, build a following and profit from that. Then once you do that, don't get too greedy. Don't get greedy, because the internet can see that, and whatever you do, when you grow a following on the internet, everyone, don't grift. Because people can see the fakery. People can see the fakery when people grift, everyone. People can see the fakery when people grift. People can see the fakery, as I always keep saying. Because everybody, YouTube and your audience is a trust. YouTube and your audience, everyone, is a trust. Trusting you to do something with it. They're trusting you to do something with it, everyone. Because, everyone, YouTube is a trust, what you do with you and your fans, because your fans are trusting you that you're going to do something for them. That's what it all boils down to. Because at the end, everybody, we have power over these companies. We got to let these companies fail. Why? Because we have the money and we can vote with our money. In fact, become an entrepreneur, sell your products, and stop consuming. Get into fitness and stop complaining about your life and do something about it. Now let's make some music, everyone. That is how you do it, everyone. That is how you make great ass music like I do. Anyways, everyone, these companies, if they can't provide a good product or a service, then they deserve to fail because they're greed, not because of their greed, but because of their incompetence or just being a dumbass. If they can't respect you as a human being, like your time, then they don't deserve your money. If they can't respect you as an employee, they are not entitled to your labor, so you can quit and start your own thing, everyone. Because, everybody, you shouldn't have to tolerate their bad behavior all because you're trying to get money from them. You shouldn't have to tolerate bad behavior because of money. Don't tolerate bad behavior from bad people. Don't tolerate their bad behavior. Because at the end, you have power. You have strength over them. They cannot touch you. You have power over them. They are not entitled to your labor. They are not entitled to your time. You have power over them. Tell them, you have no power over me. That's what you have to say. That's what you got to tell these companies, everyone. You got to tell them. Because these companies, everyone, you got to make sure. You got to make sure they're not entitled to your time. They're not entitled to your money. That's why don't work for these companies, everyone. Just work for yourself. And that's pretty much all I have to say, everyone. Anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, fight this degenerate agenda.